a safe space for me.
It's just a space where you can be.
It's beautiful and welcoming, and you're going to find very few spaces on campus that make you feel so relaxed and so at home.
The Women's Center is in Kennedy B basement, but it doesn't feel like a basement at all.
It's a really warm and welcoming space where you have a lounge, you have a kitchen, you have a workstation with 4 different computers and a conference room.
You can get free hot beverages anytime that we're open.
And there's a library, and you can check out books.
We have resources all around the space, safe sex supplies, brochures, posters, anything you might come down here looking for. We either have it or we can direct you where to find it.
We have weekly events. We invite speakers, we film movies, we have discussion events all focusing on highlighting gender and women's issues here on campus and beyond Harvard as well.
We also have the Women's Cabinet that brings together different gender-related groups on campus in one setting that also organizes Women's Week in the spring. And Women's Week is a huge undertaking by the Women's Center that sort of centralizes all the resources for women and gender issues on campus.
We've got the mentorship programs, RMP and WISDom. We also provide a large amount of grant funding for student projects on campus. We do a lot of communications with different groups on campus and also provide space for groups to meet.
A lot of people come down here and say, oh, I never knew you were down here. This space is so great. I'm a senior. I wish I would have found this.
The Women's Center was founded in the fall of 2006 as a result of a strong and sustained push from the students who wanted to open a Women's Center on campus.
People say, well, why do you need a Women's Center? And my answer to them would be, we're going to need a Women's Center for as long as there are women.
For so many years, women, or perhaps even gender non-conforming people, were not welcome at Harvard officially or in practice.
Harvard was founded in 1636, but but Radcliffe wasn't founded until like 200 years later. And so I think when we talk about Harvard's history and we talk about all the achievements that Harvard's done, for me it's impossible not to see that as something that is gendered.
For the sake of progression in the direction of equality, I think the center is, if nothing else, just as a name, so important for the school.
The university has recognized the need for a space that's welcoming to folks who are minoritized because of their gender identity or because of their identification as women in a world that is still deeply patriarchal.
We need to remember that we still have not reached complete gender equity. We still have not reached complete recognition for people who identify across the spectrum of gender identities.
Now we serve as a space to have those conversations and create that dialogue on campus. And we also think of ourselves as playing an important role in keeping the history of women at Harvard alive and paying special attention to celebrating women's achievements and accomplishments.
You don't have to have an agenda to come in, and you don't have to have kind of any real purpose, but just to want to be in a place where you feel like you belong.
I think that's where the Women's Center really is important. It provides a very different kind of space than classrooms do, in that you can bring your personal stories here and be open about them in an environment that is accepting, that is comfortable, and that is really contributing to a healthier community here.
One of the things that we try to do is just make it a little bit easier for people to do what they have to do and not add another level of stress to their lives at Harvard.
I think it's really important to find the places that are meaningful to you and where you can feel like you can be yourself.
It's so nice to come down here and know that there's going to be tea always and friends usually. Everyone seems to drop by here that I know, and there's just great conversation that you come across.
I got to this space and realized it was absolutely amazing. I fell in love with the community. The people here are just really warm and supportive and welcoming. And so I wanted to be a part of that and help to build that and create that space for other people.
And for me, it's so nice to have a space where I feel comfortable and I feel safe and I feel like my words and my thoughts are valued.